And then, in the midst of their running, one of the girls wailed, and everyone stopped when she wailed. Wailing is to cry out, to shout in a manner of sadness. The girl, standing in the open, held out her hand. "Oh, look," she said, trembling. They came slowly to look at her open palm. In the center of it, cupped and huge, was a single raindrop. She began to cry, looking at it. They glanced quietly at the sun. "Oh," was the cry of pain. What does this indicate? This much that I read out indicates that there is some change again. In the previous paragraph also, if you see, they ran and played and crazily ran for an hour, taking us back to our fact bank about Venus and the sun, that the sun is going to show up for an hour. This is the art of writing, when the author begins to give you indication, begins to give the readers the indication that you must expect something, some change over here. So this girl realizes that the rain is coming back, and right as she held her hand out, one huge drop of rain came and slid on her palm, and she showed it to everybody, and everybody started to look at the sun, which had now started dimming. A few cold drops fell on their noses and their cheeks and their mouths. The sun faded behind a stir of mist. So the transformation has started to happen. The sun's time of appearance is gone now, and the rain is coming back. So the sun started to fade behind a stir of mist. What is mist? Indicating the dew or raindrops coming back, and stir meaning an entire phase of. So the phase of rain was coming, behind which the sun started to fade. A wind blew cold around them. Everything that was relating to the rain before has started to come back. The coolness, the chill, the noise, silence that was blessing for a while, an infinite blessing as it looked like, started to go, and the noise would start to return. They turned and started to walk back toward the underground house, their hands at their sides, their smiles vanishing away. To vanish means to disappear. Tells us of the onset of the gloom, the sadness, the pain that you feel when something very dear to you goes away. And that's what's happening to the children here. So the sun has started to bid goodbye to them for 7 more years, and the children realize that this small patch of blessing that had come to them is gone. So they are sad. No more are they running. No more is there joy or cheer in their voices. No more are they shouting. There's no craziness anymore. There is disappointment. Shoulders have fallen. Their hands are no more swinging as they run. They are on the sides, and the smiles on their faces is slowly disappearing. A bloom of thunder startled them, and like leaves before a new hurricane, they tumbled upon each other and ran. The boom of thunder, I think I read bloom when I read first. So the boom of thunder returned, and it startled them. To startle is to shock, to put them to fear. Now it was time, if they didn't go back into their chambers, they would get wet in the rain. So as if leaves begin to tumble and, go haywires before the hurricane, Even these children, like those dry leaves, rumble from one end to the other on the ground. Children begin to rush towards their chambers. They tumbled upon, not that literally, but they begin to hustle in such a way that they were rustling against each other to move towards the building. Lightning struck 10 miles away, 5 miles away, a mile, a half mile. Lightning struck. The first thing that indicates the onset of rain is lightning and thunder. It started to return. The first they saw was about 10 miles away. The next 5, then a mile, and now just half mile. This is called climax figure of speech. Here, the development of events is suggested in a certain sequence. The sky darkened into midnight in a flash. As if like a UFO had visited and then it disappears into the space. Just like that, the sun felt disappearing. And like a flash, there was sudden darkness, as if midnight had struck suddenly from an afternoon.